Hello, my children. It's been a minute. I've been really busy, of course, after I filmed my last video, where I said I'm going to be trying to upload more. I then ended up curbing my car and had to get it fixed. So, that all happened, so that's why I delayed making this video. Sorry about that. But, I've been wanting to make this video for a while, too. It's about, Marvel characters that deserve a video game. I don't think there's really many Marvel characters that don't deserve a video game in some sort, but the way we're doing this is I'm going to be talking about not necessarily the hero, but the gameplay that should be associated with the hero if they were to get a video game. So, and I'm not going to cover the ones we're already getting because I'm not going to cover Spider-Man, uh, Wolverine. They're already getting their own. They already got their or are getting their own video games. And some of these characters may have video games in the past, but I'm talking about like if they were made in the past like 10, 15 years, maybe not 15, about like 5-ish years. Basically anything on the PS3, Xbox 360, or early Xbox One don't really count towards this. Because those games felt like more movie tie-in games than their actual games by themselves, like the old Xbox 360 Hulk game and the old Xbox 360 Iron Man game. While they're good in their own aspects, they're not what we're talking about today. And I decided to talk about like gameplay associated with specific games and tell you guys why I believe it would work. And the reason I say gameplay is because there's a few of these where I feel like multiple characters could be in these games and work with it. Like, for example, the first one I have is Blade. I think that Blade would really work with Devil May Cry style gameplay. The more Devil May Cry 5 style gameplay. And I think that, honestly, Blade and Ghost Rider in a game together in a Devil May Cry co-op style gameplay would be awesome because Blade has everything of a making of a Devil May Cry character, but he's not in the Devil May Cry universe. And I feel like, and some people will be like, oh, well, what about his enemies? Just make him different kinds of vampires and werewolves and shit. Add Ghost Rider, you can add like Midnight Suns enemies, since they're both part of the Midnight Suns. You could throw in Moon Knight if you want, but Moon Knight's part of a different, the next category. But it would fit a lot with their fast-paced nature of fighting, and their like the chain could be used in multiple ways. They both could easily have different weapons. Like anytime a Ghost Rider gets a weapon, it's kind of like taken over and changed by the Ghost Rider. So I feel like it'd work a lot well with. And then Blade has a gun and a sword. You could give him different swords, different guns. Like you can give him a deagle instead of his shotgun or whatever type of gun he has. You give a automatic rifle instead of his shotgun. Like I feel like there's a lot of things that you could do with Blade alone in a Devil May Cry style game, and I think adding Ghost Rider on top of it would just make it awesome. Another one. Sorry, I'm salivating so much. I ate a piece of red velvet cake that my girlfriend made me for my birthday. So I have been munching on it ever since because it is hard to eat an entire cake by yourself. But moving on. Moon Knight. I was sitting there in my car when I was thinking about Moon Knight, and I was like, you know what? I don't know if I want to include Moon Knight, because the problem with Moon Knight is he's so like Batman that if I just say an Arkham game, then just add him as a mod. I mean, I guess you could say the same thing about Blade, but like, then I sat there and I'm like, you know what? I think I got an idea. What if you took Moon Knight and you put him in a beat 'em up, goofy side quest goofy game with serious story elements like the Yakuza games? What if you made Moon Knight the main character of a Yakuza, not Yakuza game, but of a Yakuza style beat 'em up video game? And a lot of people, I think a lot of people would like that, because the problem with Moon Knight is he's got serious story elements But he's a goofy guy. He's kind of goofy. And Yakuza, just like Yakuza, it has a lot of goofy moments, a lot of like goofy moments, but the story is super serious. So I feel like that would meld really well with Moon Knight. Because Moon Knight, he's super serious. Like his stories can be super serious and depressing, but his uh his personality can be quite goofy at times, and it would fit so well. I feel like that's an out of the park hit. And I was sitting there also with Hulk. We'll probably get an Insomniac style Hulk game, probably, if they keep going with the big trio that we used to have. That being Spider-Man, Wolverine, Hulk. Uh, and yes, most people don't know, but the original OG trio was those three, not Captain America, Tony Stark, and Thor. It wasn't them at first. Uh, but I was also sitting there with Hulk, and I was like, do I just say Insomniac like style video game? But I'm like, no, because then it would be boring. I thought like, oh, well, if we do get one, I'd imagine like the Mary Jane sections would be like the Bruce sections, and the Hulk sections would be the actual gameplay. But anyways, back to Hulk. I feel like an Asura's Wrath style Hulk game where he's taking on big foes, cosmic entities, just insane shit like a Planet Hulk, not a Planet Hulk and a deal, better a Planet Hulk and a World War Hulk game where it is an Asura's Wrath style video game. Where like in Asura's Wrath he like catches a dude's like finger that's like the size of the planet, but his finger is like just the size of the planet. So you catch it and you just sit there and you just punch the shit out of it until you break the entire thing. Stuff like that would fit with Hulk perfectly. I feel like that's a Hulk game awaiting. And you could easily make it more strong and strong and strong as you go. Black Panther, I feel like I was sitting there with this one too. And again, Arkham could be another game that would work with Black Panther. But I was sitting there, I'm like, you know what they could do? What if an African style gameplay with Black Panther as the main character, set with the gameplay of a Ghost of Tsushima game? Not with the same weapons, of course, like with swords. You could do that. But I mean, like, you have, like your own armor, and you could change it as you go. And you could upgrade said armors to do certain things. Like, and what I mean by Ghost of Tsushima, I mean like you hide in trees, you like, kind of like in Ghost of Tsushima, you have more freedom of how you want to approach situations. Um, like you can go underground, you can take people and like kill them and, execute, make them leave this corporeal realm. Um, And I feel like, and then you could do like a little bit of like beat 'em up gameplay with some of the Arkhamish gameplay with it. Just a little bit of it, but more leaning more towards Ghost of Tsushima gameplay. I feel like that'd be pretty cool for Black Panther. And the jungle of, not the jungles, the plains of Africa would be really, really fun to see in a more like stealthy, go at your own way gameplay. Like I know Far Cry did it, but I'm talking about like as a superhero. And then this one I hit and I was like, you know what, I'm on the money with this one. This one's like, we're hitting out of the park. Like Moon Knight was awesome. That was a home run pick for me, but this one's like, the president's gonna come down to my house and suck my dick. Okay? Not that I want that. I don't want that man's mouth anywhere near me. Punisher, Cable, Bishop. You could make a Cable and Bishop game like this, or you could make all three of them. Don't know why they'd be together, but they're all kind of run and gun type characters. And you could make it like a 3-player co-op type of game, where Punisher has like his own abilities, Cable has his own abilities, and Bishop has his own abilities. And there's own incentives of why you want to play them. But a Gears of War style game would be awesome with them. You could easily say that like they brought Punisher to the future to help with the invasion of like robots or something, or like aliens or what have you. Like it could just be so cool. I was sitting there, I'm like, this is it. You could easily do different weapons. You could do like loadout customizations and stuff like that, like you do in the Gears of War multiplayer. And oh, I feel like it'd be so cool. This would be, I think, the perfect way to do them because Punisher, he's cool. Cable, he's cool, and Bishop. I just don't see them having their own games. The Punisher's had his own game before, and it played more like a Manhunt style game than a Gears game. But I feel like this would work well with all of them. This is the Marvel section. At some point, I might do DC, and then I feel like DC will be a little bit harder, but we'll see since a lot of DC characters have gotten video games over the times. Not a lot of them are good, but some of them are home runs, so it's gonna be harder for me to come up with gameplay for that. Oh, gameplay to of like what game they should have gameplay like. But anyways, I hope you have a good one. Sorry this took me forever, and I know it's only a like 11, 12 minute video, but I hope you guys have a good one. Leave in the comments below what like is another video game character if I do a part 2 of this for either DC or Marvel. What's like a character you want me to see talk about and like figure out a gameplay for? It doesn't matter how obscure. I might try and figure out a way to fit them in here. But anyway, love y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. See ya.